If you pay to manage your tutoring, or you feel that you need a system that works really well for you, then this is the video that's going to help. I'm going to take you through the system that I've developed. It's very simple, but it saved me paying £80–90 for specific software that deals with this, and I manage everything in-house. So let's take a look at my calendar and the system that I use to track all of my bookings for all of my clients. So here we have my Google Calendar, which is the system that I use to track all of my clients. I have done some automation in the background before, but I'm just going to show you how I started out and how you can develop this over time. So it's a very straightforward and simple system, but it saved me £80–90 a year for dedicated software that I didn't really need. So when I have a student join me, I will add them on my Google Calendar as a recurring event. So essentially the same session each week will be put onto my Google Calendar. And if you haven't done that before, you can just click where you want the session to be, and you can come here and you can repeat weekly. So that will put the students in there every week. And what I tend to do, so I can do John and then 1, that would be their first session. And I will change the color to red if they haven't paid yet. Or if this is a new block, then this will be the indicator for me that the parents haven't paid. And I will save that, and then they will appear on my calendar every week until further notice. And what that does is that allows me to see at a glance, for example, Zara is a new student. It's a sibling of one of my old students, and they've decided to start with me moving forwards, which is great. And Zara's sessions, if I go to next week, I haven't set that up as a weekly one. Let's change that. So make that a weekly one. Okay. So they will now appear weekly. And what I will do, so this is, I haven't done this process yet, but the students, I have put the number of sessions that they've had out of the 10 session block. So I mentioned in my last video that some of these students will have twice a week, like Asfa, and the rest of them are having weekly sessions, but I will need to increment these ones each week. So let's take Cora, for example. If I go to last week, Cora is on session 3 from last week. So this week I will just click on Cora's and increase that to a 4. And then when I click save, I always use this and following events, because what that will do is that will propagate the 4 to the next week. So there she is, Cora 4, and that will be on Cora 4 for forever. But each week I will do this process manually. Like I say, I have automated that to make it easier for me each week. But to start with, if you've got a few clients, then you just go through and you're tracking the number of sessions. So as for was 6 last week, so I would change that to 7, and then this and following events, and then the second session that he has, that will become 8. So because that's a 2 session a week, then 7 and 8, 7 and 8, that's propagating through the system. So I will just have to go through each week. This is a new student, so they haven't paid yet, and I will be going through and I will be changing all of these. So Layla, 3 was her last session, and if I keep this up to date, I don't need to really even check the last week. Ella, that will be 10, and I'm just going to go through and do that process. So this this whole process saved me £90, which I was quoted for a software that will essentially do this automatically and generate the invoices and everything like that. But for me to save that money, I wanted to use my own system, and I thought that this was pretty straightforward. Excuse me, as soon as a payment comes through, like as soon as Zara's parents paid, I will change that to the default color, and then that will show that they've paid. So this is a really straightforward and easy system, but I think that they're the best ones to implement in your business to keep things straightforward. It will take me 5-10 minutes per week to update these, depending on the number of clients you had. But you can see that even during the summer holidays, when nearly everybody's taking a break, and my year 11s and my year 13s, who are my exam classes, if you're international, they have all finished. So I still have 10 clients left over here who wish to continue and keep topping up their knowledge over the course of the summer holidays, which for me is the first time that this has happened. Usually I get one or two, but to have 10 is kind of crazy. And that's because the business is growing. I'm getting more word of mouth from my existing clients, and I'm doing a bit more marketing and a bit more AI stuff, which I'll talk about in later videos to get more clients and to increase my revenues. So I hope that shows that these are genuine clients. I haven't made these up. You can see that this is, going back for weeks. Okay, I've got loads of students in there. So this is something that you can implement in your businesses to help you to manage this administrative side of things.